So yesterday it was my birthday and I spent it here in Montevideo. It's the city that is behind me. It's beautiful. I spent my 11th birthday here, so I wanted to do something special. It was really nostalgic about coming back here, and I thought it was going to be a great birthday, and turns out it wasn't. But I really wanted to make this video just to remember and to have like a sort of diary for myself, and share, like trying to remember all the things that I've learned so far. So the first life lesson that I'm going to share, and the first life lesson that I taught the world, was that contraceptives don't always work. I should know. I was born on September 9, 1996, holding the copper T in my hand like if I was the Statue of Liberty, and here I am 29 years later. A great memory that I learned recently as an adult was to listen to my inner child. I feel like everything regarding clothes and fashion and makeup and a bunch of things, I didn't really pay attention to those because I was like, you know, that's maybe superficial, or maybe adults around me weren't super like encouraging when it came to those things. And I came across a bunch of pictures that my parents had taken me as a baby, like a little child, and I was always playing around with clothes, and it seemed so odd that I never really understood how much pleasure it gave me. Whenever you feel like it's, you know, like you're lost in the world, maybe it's time to go back and listen to yourself as a little child and see what you have to tell yourself. That being said, keep as many memories as possible. When I moved to Argentina, a lot of people asked me, what is the one thing that you're not leaving behind? And I just took all my notebooks. It was like 8 kilograms of worth of notebooks and drawings and things. But whenever I'm feeling like I'm sad or I just want to know something, I go back to my diaries and I check what was happening back then, how did I feel, and they're always so enlightening. So always keep your memories. It can be pictures, it can be even things on your phone. It doesn't have to be a notebook or something physical, but do try to keep track of your life in some way, shape, or form. Don't follow a career that you're not passionate about. I went to law school for 4 years. I was a promising student that got really good grades. My professors were so proud and always told me, you're going to be great, you're going to be an amazing lawyer. And turns out I ended up going for theater eventually. I wasted 4 years of my life, and I even worked really hard on something that I wasn't really passionate. It wasn't like I didn't know, but as soon as I was doing great in that career, I was like, yeah, maybe I'm going to be a great lawyer. And you know, it doesn't matter if you get good grades, if you're not passionate about it. It makes no sense to use your entire life to work on that specific thing. So yeah, not worth it. Always accept an opportunity to travel someplace else, or even better, to live in that new place, because that's going to be one of the experiences that is going to teach you the most about you, about your life, about your experience. And that being said, if you ever don't feel comfortable where you are, try to move, try to experience something different, try to leave for a couple of days and see how you feel someplace else. Because, you know, when cities or places just don't vibe with you, it's because of a reason. So yeah, just try to find that place that resonates with you, and believe me, when you get there, you're going to feel that, and it's going to be fantastic. Don't waste your years in just being somewhere where you don't really belong. One thing that is specifically important is buying a new mattress or new pillows. It's going to happen eventually that your mattress is just not letting you sleep well. It is super important, but it's something that in your 20s you really think if you should actually invest on a mattress or in a pillow. So yeah, just do it. If you're ever struggling, if you're sleeping badly, if you feel it in your gut that it's not good for you, just change the freaking mattress. My grandma gave me this wonderful advice that I'm going to share with you, and it's to enjoy your natural hair color as much as you can. Because eventually you're going to get gray hairs and you will have to dye your hair and change the color all the time. So you better just enjoy what you have until you can. I do want to dye it or bleach it at some point, maybe soon, but I also think that if you can actually enjoy your hair as much, it's definitely something that when I'm a grandma, when I'm 80 years old, I'm going to look back and say, what a good thing that I took advantage of my hair, my natural hair, and I didn't waste my time or my money on getting it bleached or doing things to it. Don't trust cats. I love my cat. I have a beautiful cat. She's lovely. Her name is Skenna. She's my first pet ever, but she once scratched me on the eye, and it could have been really bad. Turns out it wasn't. But I got so scared of her and her like potential reactions. So now when I hug her, I'm always putting my face like this so that she can't ever scratch me again. Talking about cats, it's not normal that your cat has bad breath. I learned this the hard way, as my cat was my first pet. I didn't know that you were supposed to either brush their teeth or take them to the vet to actually check their teeth. And one day I just saw something black on her teeth, and I was like, that's wrong. I hadn't seen that before. And turns out they had to remove 2 teeth from her, and it was so sad. They had to put her to like dopey on drugs so that they could perform an operation. And yeah, it was so bad. I felt terrible because I didn't know. So if you have a cat or a dog and they have bad breath, please take them to the vet. It's not normal. If you catch that soon, it's not going to be as terrible. They won't need any surgery. So yeah, that's one of life lesson that I learned last year, I think. So yeah. When I was 25, I decided to start exercising. I made a video on Jane Fonda's exercising routine. What I told myself back then was that it wasn't going to get any easier as I kept growing older. So I just decided to start my process, and it's been one of the greatest things that I've done for myself and for my body in the recent years. But yeah, I think that that's a great life lesson. You have to search for that one thing that makes you move your body and that you enjoy doing. As a little girl, I didn't understand why my parents' pictures were black and white. I genuinely thought that at some point in the world, people were black and white and the world was black and white, and it had eventually turned into colors. It wasn't something that I could understand. I was like super convinced that the world used to be black and white and that people had experienced a day where everything had changed, where they had just seen one hand and then the other, and it all started getting in colors. And I think that's one of the greatest memories that I have, because it's so innocent. That's the most important thing ever. The world is colors. 2 important things that I learned in college were, 1, to not leave things for the very last minute. I don't know why I work so hard and so well when I'm like right in the finish line. I would advise anyone to learn not to do that, because you spend so much time being hard on yourself and saying, why the hell didn't I just start this before, sooner? That being said, the second lesson that I learned during college was to always be prepared and to have a purse full of like little thingies that I would need, especially if I had to sleep somewhere else. I always carried some scissors just in case, band-aids, tweezers, everything. Like, you need to have a purse that has absolutely everything, because you never know when something is going to happen and when you will need that specific thing that you have at home and that you don't carry with you. You never know. You really never know, so always be prepared. Say yes to things even if you don't feel like doing them. There are so many videos online about people asking, how do you make friends when you're 30 or in your 20s, in your late 20s? And you know, you have to go to workshops and make friends like in different spaces, but people always recommend to say yes when someone asks you to go somewhere, because you will have great experiences from saying yes to something you didn't want to go. So it's something that you build progressively. That being said, don't ever befriend people that talk down or gossip about other people. It's never healthy, and that people might be saying the same things or something similar about you to others. You don't want to get involved in anything like that. Also, in relation to that, as Bob Dylan says, avoid scandals. They will happen around you, but just try not to be a part of that in any way. Don't give an opinion, don't talk down on anyone, don't do anything, just avoid them. They don't exist, at least in your life. I learned this after so many bad experiences. You shouldn't work with people that you know are not a good match with you. Don't settle for that. Especially working, it is really important to find a team that works with you and that builds you up, so that you're not dragging someone to work and to do something. It is not good for you, it's not healthy, and you're wasting your time. Make a YouTube channel. It is a ton of work and it's really hard, but I have been dreaming about becoming a YouTuber for more than 10 years this year, I think 11 years. So this year I finally started, and it's been one of the greatest things that I've done. I love to think that maybe one day when I'm like 70 or 80, I'm going to look back and I'm going to see myself talking in the screen and just moving my hands and being so like energetic and 29. To think that I'm 29, I love to like think from the future and see myself right now sitting here being miserable because I had such a terrible day yesterday, but being healthy and being so lucky. So I really want to remember this moment. Hopefully one day I'm going to make a living out of this, which is another life lesson that is important. Try to make a living out of your hobbies. Maybe it's YouTube, maybe it's art. I love working in theater, it's one of my passions. I just don't make a lot of money from that, but it teaches me something every day. Try to take classes of whatever you are attracted to. If it's singing or dancing or, you know, making pottery or whatever it is, try to take at least 2 classes, 3 classes and see how it goes, because maybe that's your passion. Maybe you can eventually turn that into something that, you know, where you earn a little bit of money or extra money. So, you know, another important thing, trust your gut and trust your instinct. I have no instruction manual to tell you how that works, how to feel whatever it is that you're feeling or that you might feel, but it is important that you trust yourself. We do have, especially women, a sixth sense for, you know, just feeling the vibe. Try to be really attentive to that. Make friends from different parts of the world. It is so important to learn about different cultures and to be open to the world from people who live the world. Don't follow leaders, beware of darkness. It is around us, it is everywhere. I do think that we have to be really analytical of what they say and what they propose and whatever that is. I've had situations where I have reacted in the worst possible way. Whatever the reason is, maybe it was social pressure, or maybe it was that I got scared in a scary situation, and you know what you're supposed to do, I did the opposite thing, and it wasn't something that I was thinking, it just happened. Maybe you're not taking the best decision when you're pressured, when there's tension, when you're in a scary situation. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Let go of people that don't return your love. It's better to keep them in a healthy space in your mind. Listen to the Beatles or listen to any band that you like. I discovered them here in Uruguay at school, and it was one of the best things that has ever happened to me. I do think that everyone should find that one band or that music or whatever it is that makes you that just clicks on you. And for a bunch of us, it's the Beatles, that's great, but you just have to find that one thing that you connect with. One of the last things I'm going to say is that when I was, I think 4, my grandma told me how to braid my hair. We practiced on a Barbie and I did it multiple times until I learned. It's one of the best things that I ever learned, and it was such an opening door to like the hair world. As they say, hair is a woman's crowning glory, so you do have to pay mind to it and do something and just feel glorious when you are, you know, when you do something to it, when it looks awesome, when people tell you something about your hair on the streets. I hope that I didn't forget one. I wasn't counting, but if not, I'm just going to add it at some point. Thank you so much for watching this. I know this is such a strange video to make and to listen to, but if any of this resonates with you, that's just great. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday to you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!
But they sure got some cuties incorrect.